What's up, motherfuckers? This is your favorite playboy, Jay Jones, aka head critic of Ragewin. When I walked into the movie Tomb Raider, I realized something. First of all, I realized that the movie was actually called Tomb Raider. In fact, when I bought the ticket, I didn't even get the title right. I thought the movie was called Lara Croft. And the ticket guy, when he asked me what I wanted to see, I'm like, Lara Croft. Huh? Huh? And then I'm drunk and already in a pissy mood because I'm seeing Lara Croft. So I kind of lean into him and I'm like, Lara Croft! And I was totally being a dick about it. But it took him a minute to figure out what I was talking about. And then a minute later, I realized I was wrong and I'm the dick again because it's called Tomb Raider. So apparently they fucking switched the titles. The old one was actually called Lara Croft. And this one is called Tomb Raider. Alright, that's fine. But anyway, I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't read the reviews, I didn't even see the original movie, and in a way I'm glad I didn't, because then this video would be a giant clusterfuck Venn diagram of two different pairs of titties comparing and contrasting Angelina's pillows with the new Lara Croft's empty chest. And that's not the only thing that falls flat in this movie. By the way, if I may point out, that's actually the main selling point of this movie, is the smaller titties. You know, if you like big, fluffy airbag knockers, you go watch the Jolie version, you misogynist freak. But if you like itty-bitty cheese nips, you know, if you're for some reason into that, yeah, then you'll like this one, okay? Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but that's what they want you to think. I can't imagine what other reason you would have to see this fucking movie. But I'm here to tell you that it's not a good enough reason to see this. I went in blindfolded, and from what I saw, the movie is instantly forgettable. And that's a shame, because there's nothing really bad about it. I actually think Alicia Vikander does a decent job in the role. She's believable as just a much less attractive heroine. And the filmmakers were clearly going for a more plain Jane look. I guess time's up for all those buxom broads in action movies. Oh well, they had a good run, I guess. Anyway, she is decent in the role. She brings a certain tomboyish panache. And they got her doing MMA fights with bull dykes at the beginning, and I thought that was an interesting way to introduce her character, but then they just do nothing with that, which is also sad. She becomes sort of this daddy's girl throughout the whole movie, and I haven't seen the original, I don't know if that's how it is, but fuck, is this movie bland as bananas. If you want to bore me, please just hand me a handful of horse tranquilizers instead, because I like that kind of boredom, not in my movies. Here, there's almost no action to be found. The one sequence that stood out, and the only one, is the waterfall scene that's shown in the trailers, where Lara battles the forces of gravity. So evil! And I'm not exaggerating when I say there is no greater villain in this movie. The main stand-in for a villain, this fucking excuse for a villain, is just a familiar face from the Tarantino verse, but it's like they sucked all of the energy out of his ass, and he's got no motivation. He's just waving a gun in the background, all blurry and shit, and we're like, oh, hello, you're from the Hateful Eight. What are you doing in this piece of shit? And the rest of the action is just disposable henchmen after disposable henchmen going pew, pew, pew. And then Lara doesn't even aim. She doesn't even look where she's shooting. She just comes out from behind a rock and poof, with one shot, and then they're out of the picture entirely. Just like every other lazy excuse for every so-called action movie. Shit, wipe ass, repeat. Zero tension. But as I said, I did like the waterfall scene because it's the only one where she does any actual stunt work. The problem with most movies nowadays is that they tend to overcomplicate their plots to the point where they're boring. Whereas this movie kind of has the opposite problem. The story is almost too simple. She spends the whole movie looking for her dad. This is Daddy Issues, the movie, so if you already know how you're going to respond to that. You might as well just take a couple of Xanax because you're not going to remember most of it. Most of the movies I've seen recently, like Annihilation, Red Sparrow, they're all so dull that I don't even see the point in reviewing them. This is no exception. Watching Tomb Raider feels like getting a brain tumor. There's no reason you should see it. It's not bad, but it's not good. There's no reason to see it, unless you're like me and have no purpose in your existence. I give it a 4 out of 10, which in a way is worse than a 3 out of 10, because a 3 out of 10 might be a fun movie. And if you think I'm a sexist pig, please tell me about it in the comments. Then, once you get that out of your system, if you would kindly thumbs up this video and subscribe if you find it in your heart of hearts, much appreciated. Come on guys, let's keep on raging for the win. Motherfuck to the yes.